The other way that you can build relationships are, this is perfect, is with leadership mood chairs. It's an advanced performance tool. Got to make sure they sit like that, okay? This is why I use this. People are moody, okay? And what mood is your, how you feel, your bottom line in action. And especially when the economy's down and people are stressed, but they can't tell you why. They just need you to get moving and get doing things, but they're not communicating with you right. They're not telling you what you need to know. And somebody says something, somebody gets emotional, goes out of whack. So I use this tool to help my clients, work with my clients. It's pretty amazing because I wish one of my investors would use this tool, but he's a silent investor, non-intellectual capital. All he looks at is the numbers. I was meeting with him just earlier this morning. He had the financial news on, and I don't know what he's looking at. And I'm like, what, is somebody going to raid another company? We're going to have a blitz and takeover, or merger, or what? You know? So all he looks at is the numbers. So he won't ever sit here and do this with me. So I had to sit there and act like he was behind me when I do it. There are some rules to follow here. One is both of you have to be seated. And when you start, you have to have your back to this so you can feel each other, sense each other. Okay? Next, you're not allowed to cuss. You can be loud, but you can't cuss. Okay? Next is that you can move after you're initially back to back. Like you can lean, you can do whatever you want. But you're not allowed to get up until I tell you to get up. Okay? And the reason I do this is because to communicate, right? There are several ways to communicate, but the ways that we communicate first is eye contact. The second is our body language. The third is our tone of voice. The fourth is word choice. Fifth is really listen. Sixth is really understand. And so when I have people sit here and they tell me their challenges, and I work with all types of people, partners, people who want to just work better together, investors, athletes, it just doesn't really matter. And I can take this and I can put another set here and another set here, or I can put multiple twos everywhere and do speed sessions depending upon the event and the program and the purpose, okay? And then I can do like really deep dive into some real entrepreneurial leadership shifts and performance shifts in this. And the amazing thing about it is that what it does is it's like the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule. As humans, because you're not a professional speaker, you're not a professional actor, at least I don't think you are. You might be, and please forgive me if you are. We as humans look at someone's body language first, 80%. Then we hear the words or listen to the words, 20%. Similar to the Pareto principle, the 20% has more weight, the words. So work on your word choice. You work on those 6 things that I mentioned as far as how we communicate and interact with one another. You do work on that in any encounter you have, whether it's with a person, whether you're at work, whether you're on your computer, and you'll exponentially start to rise in your ability to communicate and interact with people, which is essential. Hey, he's my investor. He wants manners. And even if he wasn't my investor, I'd give him manners. And you know what? I started thinking about it, and I want manners too. And I guarantee you, Each of you, as you develop, build, and grow, you'll be the same way. Manners. And for every person, it's a little different. You know, for some people, it's like, hey, respect has to be earned. If we're in a world where that's the case, we got a long way to go. A sense of respect should be automatic. Now, manners is a little different. Manners, you know, cut out the sarcasm, depending upon the situation. Cut out the smile, or the mean look, or whatever it is, or the whatever. You know, people don't want to communicate, so this forces them to use words, right? So I'm sitting here and I use this and I'm like, well, are you going to ask them the right question? You know, instead of what normally happens in a lot of places, like, well, you know, I've got all these meetings booked, and well, why don't you write up your idea on a piece of paper? You send it to me, calculate what you think is going to happen with him. I'll take a look at it and tell you what I think. No, we're in the age of authentic dialogue. The value, the high value is this. Okay, that communication, the ability to draw out those ideas. That's what this tool is for.